At daylight, lawyer Stanislav Markelov and 25-year-old Novaya Gazeta reporter Anastasia Baburova were walking out of the last press conference of their lives. Both were leaving when a masked gunman opened fire. Investigators say the lawyer was the main target. He worked on a number of human rights cases, leaving many to believe that's what made him vulnerable.
There is no doubt this murder was political.
The country's top politician didn't comment immediately, but has now condemned the murders. Dmitry Medvedev expressed his condolences over the deaths. He was speaking to the editor-in-chief of the newspaper where the late journalist worked, Dmitry Muratov, during a closed meeting.
It was humanly clever and even angry. It's good he said and did that. And I'm happy I could relate to the families of the journalist and the lawyer. He said tolerating it was very difficult, but he didn't want to make any statements on the day it happened or the next day, because as a lawyer he knew that any statement by a person in his position might influence the investigation.
Markelov's clients included a Chechen family whose daughter was killed by an ex-army colonel. Yuri Budanov was found guilty of kidnapping and murdering 18-year-old Elsa Kumgayeva in the Russian Republic of Chechnya. But after serving only 8.5 years, Budanov was released earlier this month, and Markelov vowed he'd do all he could to see him back behind bars. He was speaking at a press conference on Budanov's case right before he was shot dead.
A special investigation group has been created that is currently investigating the crime scene. The team is looking into motives for crime, including the current professional activity of the deceased.
The investigation is ongoing. Many human rights activists have already compared the lawyer's murder to that of prominent journalist Anna Politkovskaya in 2006. Politkovskaya was a client of Markelov and, like the young journalist who died, wrote for Novaya Gazeta.
We are calling the Russian authorities to investigate this brutal murder, and we stress that Russia's international partners should press the Russian government to ensure safety for all those that fight for human rights and justice in this country.
This violent crime in the heart of the capital left Moscow in shock. According to his client, Stanislav Markelov received multiple death threats before his killing, and his friends say he was aware of the dangers, but was determined to continue his work that ended right here. Anisa Nawe, RT, Moscow.